Assalamu alaikum. So we are here with Mohammed Hassan, who's the co-founder of Fuego. So Assalamu alaikum, Mohammed Hassan.
Walaikum assalam, Mr. Saad. How are you?
I'm fine. What about you?
I'm doing great.
Okay. So would you please like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, why not? My name is Mohammed Hassan, and by profession, I'm a doctor. I have completed my MBBS in 2019, and I'm a graduate of Liaquat National Hospital and Medical College. And before that, I did my intermediate in 2013 from Khan Higher Secondary School, and I did my O-levels from the city school in 2011, I guess. So yeah, that's my educational journey. And right now I'm a resident applicant for the residency program of 2022. And yeah, I have a side business as well that's called Fuego. It's a food joint.
Okay. So tell me about you are a doctor. It's kind of a very hectic field already, and you're so involved in it. You're also a resident applicant. How did Fuego come to you? How did the idea came to you?
Yeah, so the idea came to me with one of my friend whose name is Dr. Saiful Haq. He was my batchmate in the medical college. So the idea came to me in like the third or the fourth year, I guess. It was 2018, so it would be fourth year of the medical college. So yeah, we were sitting on chai, let's suppose, and we were discussing few business plans. So we came across this idea that because we are the residents of Malir, so at that point, at that moment, we thought that there are not much like food options in Malir, and not much, let's be specific about, like not much burger joints over there that you can, like local burger joints I'm talking about, that you could visit over there. So like we do not have options for good burgers that are like pocket friendly and with good taste. So we were talking about this, and we both came up with that idea that why not start a food joint? Why not start a food joint that offers good burger with good prices? So yeah, this is the story that the first time Fuego was introduced to us on this very day, like in the fourth year of medical college.
Okay. So I'm guessing that the idea was quite highly influenced by the friends. Is there anyone in your family who's an entrepreneur, or some kind of relation, or any family member that was an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur?
No, I do not have any family members who were previously an entrepreneur. All of my like siblings and yeah, my father has a family business, but my mother is a housewife, and all my siblings are like into their universities, or the elder one is doing his own job related to engineering. So yeah, no one had any family background of entrepreneurship. So me myself, as being a doctor, I was like destined to go through a same pathway of the medical field and go through all these like hectic job routine and become an employee of some hospital, obviously. So yeah, this is the only venture, and I'm the only one in my family to venture this entrepreneurship and get tagged with like the entrepreneur title. So I'm the only one, yeah.
Okay. So do you think that, obviously not directly, but in some way, that your education has helped you with this venture?
No, I do not think, because I belong to a medical background, and my education has nothing to do with this entrepreneurship, because there are two different parallel lines that runs. The medical is a totally different field, and entrepreneurship is totally different field. So no, nothing to do with my education.
Okay. So moving on, any critical lessons that you have learned through the time that you have started the venture?
Yeah, basically a lot, because I started this venture with my friend, though I was the co-owner with one of my friend named Dr. Saiful Haq. So we both never had any business background, and we both didn't had any experience in the business field. So yeah, but as compared to me, my friend was a little bit into business, because he had done some few ventures before, like selling online some electronic equipments. He was like doing this stuff. So he had this experience, but I did not have any experience. So, and coming into the food industry itself, this was the first time for both of us. So what we did is like we faced a ton of problems, like a ton of them. We had to deal with everything in the start. We didn't have any like working staff or nothing. We too were like, first we had to go and rent out a place in Malir. It's near Wireless Gate, and that street is itself a food street. So we thought of starting the business over there because it's already established food street over there. So yeah, we knew that people will come over there to us, and we do not have to do a lot of marketing. So that was our spot. And from the place itself, like renting out a place, then cleaning it, and then working all the way through like setting up Fuego was itself a very big of a task for us. So the journey has been full of hardships and full of adventure and full of experience.
Okay, so you obviously told me how you came up with the idea. When you had envisioned that you are about to start a business, so did you conduct any feasibility analysis? Means the product feasibility and your resources, any financial feasibility?
Yes, in the first when we thought of coming into the food business, so being less experienced about it, we had to like visit a lot of, through our friend circles, we came to know of people who have been working in this food business locally and in like franchises as well. So we used to visit people along with our friends, through our friend circles, through their contacts. We used to visit people who are running a business on this food market, and we used to like learn from them like what you have to do, what is the like how to generate that taste, how to set the best pricing, and how to attract customers towards your food, like towards your franchise. So it was a long process, a very long process of 2 months, somewhere around 2.5 months to like go through this study, and just to study the business itself and how to develop that customer relationships, good relationships, and how to like satisfy the customer. So we had to go from step one, like we were at the 0 step at this moment, and we have to go through all the steps. So the first thing that we did was like studying about this culture, the food business culture. We had to study each and everything. We had visits. We visited personally after our university, after our medical college. We used to set time for 3 to 4 hours, take out time, go visit different food places, visit different ventures who are currently running and are running successfully. So we used to sit with their owners, sit with their staff, and like to talk about the food. How would they put that food on the plate for the customer, and how the customer responses were. So each and everything we used to study, we used to review customers at that point, and like try to develop something regarding to this field. So this was our, what do you call it, part of a journey and startup
Analysis,
thing.
you can
Yeah, the analysis we started with.
Okay. So also that, how did your families respond to that? I mean,
So initially, when we were like starting up this food business thing, we were starting up with Fuego. We would haven't name it in the initial stages. We were just starting to go for a burger joint, but we didn't have a name for it. So Fuego came later on. So yeah, as we were medical students, we could not tell to our family initially, because what a medical student is supposed or expected to do is like go to the university, take your lectures, come back home and study. Put all your time in studies, because it itself is a very hard field to go with. So yeah, initially we were in the 4th year of our MBBS, and we did not tell anyone in our families, because obviously we know that being at this critical stage, like you are in the last years of your graduation or your bachelor's, and then you just venture out for some entrepreneur thing or some business that you have to invest your time, take out time from your university schedule, take out time from your like busy schedules, and like go and invest time in something that is totally not related to your field. So your parents and your family members, we knew that they would not accept this thing and they would not give a good reaction regarding this. So initially we thought, let's keep it a secret and just do and try to do things on our own. So yeah, we did not tell anyone.
Initially, and then
Initially it
obviously.
was.
So,
Yeah, as the time passed and we started to gain customers and our name grew. So yeah, we invited our family to our outlet to have a dinner. So yeah, we had to inform them.
So obviously, when you're about to start a business, and especially food business in Karachi where it's so prevalent, there has to be a, not a huge but a decent amount of capital to be invested in. You need capital to invest in. So if you could share how much was the capital and how did you guys plan out the financing?
So the thing is that if I would disclose my capital to you, the initial capital that we had for starting this business, you guys would laugh at us because it was not much. And we started out from renting a place that was like one friend of ours whose family member had a place over there at Wildless Gate Food Street. So we approached him and he tried to talk out to his family member to get us this place. So initially, yeah, we were very lucky to get that place because we didn't have to pay any rents for that place as it was through one of our good friends. So he did not take any rent initially, but yeah, we had to arrange each and every equipment as we were new to the business, and so we had a lot of hard time. We used to save our pocket monies and all the saving that we have through our pocket monies, or like the friend of mine who was with partner with me, as I told you earlier, Dr. Saifullah, he even sold his bike for that. So it was very little, but yeah. So we started with a very little amount of money. I'm sorry I cannot disclose it because I fear that you guys gonna laugh at this, but yeah, it was a very small amount of money.
Well, it's not a matter. We respect everything. We also have started something, and we know that initially you have to kind of adjust. So you told us about financing. How much time did it take for you guys to be profitable?
So initially we started with very few products. Like it had to be a burger joint, but yeah, we ventured out and we experimented first. So we just introduced a few items. One of which was the pizza fries that I specifically introduced with my friend. And what we used to do is that we just experimented. That we know that our goal was burgers. We had to go for burgers, but we experimented as it was our first food business. So we experimented with a very small item, that is fries. Everybody loves fries. So yeah, we started with that. And the moment we started with our pizza fries, and as me and my friend were making it ourselves because we didn't have any staff at that moment. So it took only a month for us to go profitable in this. So yeah, our fries were very good at that moment, and the amount of cheese and everything, the ingredients were super healthy, we say, and all the things that we used to buy ourselves in the beginning. So, and we used to make ourselves. So yeah, me and my friend, we both were very foodie. We had a taste for everything. We know how to make things. So yeah, we started, and in the initial month with just two products, that was fries, plain fries with some sauce or something, and pizza fries itself. So we were profitable like in a month. We started making profits on that. So the first few profits that we had, we just put it into our shop or our outlet to just renovate it and to get things going, and for the equipment as well. So it took a month to us to be profitable.
And during this month, obviously you talked about how you invested all of your profits. What were the pressures and crises during this survival period, which we can say is month because it took 1 month for you to get profitable?
Yeah, the thing was time management, first of all. This was the only thing that we had to struggle with because, as I mentioned twice earlier, we both were medical students. We had a very tough schedule with universities and our studies. So used to get off at universities like 4:30 p.m. I'm sorry, 4:30 p.m. or 5 p.m. in the evening, and then we used to, without even going to our homes, we just used to leave our university and we used to come to this place, our outlet, that was at the wireless gate, and then we used to open our outlet by ourselves. We used to clean that area. We both were the manpower we only had at that moment. So this was the biggest struggle we had to do, the time management. The rest of it came in by itself, but that once you get the business running at that day, rest of the things follow. Like yeah, you have to go to the shop, you have to go to the outlet, you have to open it up, you have to clean everything. Then you need to prepare your items, you need to get your items prepared. Then in the end you would start selling or making actual food. So at the very beginning we were only two people. We didn't have any staff, we didn't have any manager to look after our outlet, we didn't have anyone to be the cashier. So we two were the only, like, it was a two-man team. So the first and the only thing we had to do is, like, no one could have looked for our outlet, no one could have opened it for us. So we have to manage things, we have to manage times, and the only struggle, as I mentioned, was time management at that moment, because we had to go through exams as well of medical college, and then we have to run an outlet as well, we have to study at the same time. So initially we had to face a lot of crises, out of which time management was the biggest one.
Well, I'm curious that obviously, as it is a food industry, the recipes is the most important thing, as you can say, for the product. So, was it your recipes, and when did you actually introduce the chef into your business?
Yeah, so the thing is that, as I told you, it took us a month to, like, we started with fries and pizza fries. These were the only two items that we had at that moment. So in a month, our pizza fries were already a hit. So what we did, that now we had to go and increase our menu. So we had to look for someone who could, like, the recipes, talking about the recipes, it was our recipe, but yeah, it was modified. Like, we told what we needed on the menu, but at the first instance, we had to hire someone to make that for us. Because being a student, you cannot run an outlet all the time, and you cannot be only being two guys, you cannot run the kitchen and deal with customers at the same time. So yeah, we searched out, and we went to different food outlets, and we started this talk in our friend circles as well, and we asked our friend if they had any connections. So we came across a few of them, and one of our friend took us to someone who already had experience with, like, fine dining restaurants, and he had experience with this fast food restaurants as well. So we got a chef in, like, after 2.5 or 3 months of our outlet had started.
Okay.
And we sat with him and talked about our recipes, what we want to have on the menu. So we sat with him. He basically heard us, heard our choices, and then he started experimenting things, and whatever he were used to make, we would taste it, and then we would, like, give him a green signal or a red signal. Then that was on us.
So obviously you have started a business. You are in business for about, what you can say, 3 years or 2.5 years.
Yeah, so fourth year counted as fourth year of medical college, so it is like since 2018.
Oh, okay.
So it's like
the later half of the 2018.
Yeah, so it's been 3 years now.
Okay. So how do you evaluate your strengths and weaknesses for the business?
Alright, so talking about the strengths and weaknesses. So we have what would I say? Everything, like, what you do is based on your, either you have something good in that, or either you, like, strength and weakness come with things you do. So yeah, we knew that starting this business or starting this setup, we were initially, if we look at our whole big picture, we were very weak in this industry. So experience, I would say experience is the only strength that is you get that you would get with time. So our first strength was that we never like gave up. We had very little capital at the start, but we didn't give up. We started small. We tried to put our food for the customer. We focused on taste. That was our strength. We focused on each and every day. We never focused on the big picture that where we had to reach. We focused on the single day, the next day. The next day was our like main focus, what we have to do the next day. So yeah, our main strength was to not to give up in this process, and we knew that someday our business is gonna flourish, and that is the only strength I could talk about is like not giving up. And the weakness was that yeah, we had our faults, we had our setbacks, because it took time to develop a menu. It took time to taste food and to like approve it, to be it on the menu. We had to like search everything. We had to put in a lot of time. We have to like sacrifice our free times, our university and our studies. Yeah, at moments we had bright grades as well, but thankfully it was not our professional exams, it was just university exams. So yeah, we suffered in studies as well. And so these struggles, and I would say that these were not our weaknesses, but yeah,
Challenges, you can say.
challenges we faced a lot
Okay.
developing this business.
Okay. So at this moment, you are only two partners, right? You
Yeah.
and Mr. Saif. Okay. So we would like to talk about some of the business model for your venture. So how would you define your target market? What is the target audience for you?
So yeah, as I told you earlier, that initially when we both were the residents of Malir, and we saw that no one is like opting to go for burgers. At that, we didn't have a good burger joint in Malir. So our basic, as we were teenagers at that moment, so our basic market, our basic goal was to target these young fellows, like young people who were teenagers like us and who needed good taste in fast food, like all. So this was our target market, the young people, the youth, because you know fast food is very popular among the youth, and if it's good, so what can you say about it? So our target market is always the youth. But yeah, we have over the years now, it's been 3 years almost. So over the year, we have a wide range of customers, like even a child who is like 12 or 13 or 14 is also fan of our food, and even a guy who is like in his